Hello everyone and welcome back to Train Simulator Classic. Today we are on the oldest Japanese DLC ever made for the game. This is the Story of Forest Rail add-on. It's fictional, based on the Furusato Ginga line up on Japan's North Island of Hokkaido. Although in game it's called the Matsuhara line, and station names etc. have been changed. We are in the KiHa 750 rail car. This thing is 1950s or 60s. Very simple to drive. And first order of the day, we have to go over here, couple to this 750 over here, and then start the trip down to the Tenjo. So basically, if we have a look at the map, so down here we've got Matsuhara, then off to the left we've got the branch line with quite a few loops and things like that, up to wherever it is. I can't remember the station name. What is it called? Is it there? No, that's a yard. What's the station? Can't remember what the station name is called. Sawakokawa, that's it. And then we also have the main line, which is a bit longer, down to the Tenjo. However, they both take about an hour and a half to complete a full run. The branch line mainly because the gradients are so big. Anyway, let's set this train up. Oh goodness. Why did I have throttle on? I've got to figure out which button is the... Okay, headlights are already on. That's the headlight switch, wiper switch, cabin light. I think should be on, and then I think you should be... maybe. Reverser, throttle, brake. Let's just also check the manual points, because that is one of the things that can throw you off on this route if you aren't absolutely careful and check. That's the horn. Yeah, besides the KiHa 750, there is also a Toyota Coaster bus included, well, a converted one, and it's also referred to as a KiHa 720 in-game for some weird reason. Also, another thing you should keep in mind is DLC is so old, you can't press the 5 key to go into cabin view. You have to use the arrow keys. So technically it's still the cabin view. I know, odd, very odd. Full on the brakes. Let's put it in reverse. Let's adjust the points. There we go. We are clear to move. Let's give it some welly. You don't see too many of these old style rail cars around. They're mostly either been scrapped or in museums. I'm pretty sure I've seen a KiHa 1803 rail bus somewhere. Can't remember where. That's been preserved. I don't think it's rail viable anymore, but there you go. And I'm pretty sure if you went to the Kyoto Railway Museum in, well, Kyoto, I think you would probably also find a few other of these kinds of rail buses hanging around. Right, Matsuhara is like the main point of the route. It's where stuff starts, and also Then the line goes up to Numahara and then branches to the main line and the branch line. Goodness. Stop. Okay. Right, I'm going to have to do this gently. Otherwise, yeah. The thing that will let us know when we've coupled is the engine on the rear coach will start. Right, bit of a hard couple, but I'll take it. It's not letting me. Okay, I was hitting the wrong button. Apologies. Sometimes I forget what my keybinds are in this game. I still haven't really gotten used to it, despite 20 hours playing it. Right, and I should, if I hit that. There we go. Engine starts. Open the doors. And, yeah, the station design is pretty interesting. Like, traditional style melded with this gigantic clock. Which doesn't seem to work. It says 10 to 5, and in reality it's 7:16. Yeah, and then also like the scenery for this is a 10-year-old route. It was originally released in what was it? I think it was February 2015 this route is released, which makes it just over 10 years old at the time of recording. And oh wait, I can't do that yet. The manual points will put us on the wrong track if I do that. There we go. Right, here we go. Next stop, Numahara. Yeah, so there's actually two places you can buy this route. The first place is on the Just Trains website. And then the other place is on the Steam store. Bear in mind, if you purchase this route on the Steam store, like I did, then oh, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Since this add-on is career-based, not really career-based, but story-based, if you want to finish a story, if you're on the Steam version, then you have to download the final 2 scenarios off of Steam Workshop. If you got it off of the Just Trains website, then it comes with those scenarios. I personally got it off of Steam and then downloaded those extra 2 scenarios simply because I wanted to take advantage of a good Steam sale. This route is actually decently long. It takes both main sections of the line, the main line and the branch line, both take an hour and a half to complete, which is pretty impressive. Considering this route is 10 years old, and back then the only thing Union Workshop had on their calendar was the admittedly pretty terrible Shanghai Maglev route. So to go from the Shanghai Maglev to this is pretty impressive. Like, the scenery still holds up today, which, by a computer game's standards, to go 10 years, to go 10 years and have the route still looking good, that's pretty impressive. I will give that to the developers. Alright, 500 meters to Numahara. Greenhouses off to our left. Also, viewers, bear in mind that this route is totally fictionalized. And also, most of the building assets are custom made. However, some of the more, like, unique assets are, like, oh, like the grain mill stuff and things like that is developed by, were, I think, gotten from other adults. No. Alright, open the doors. So, welcome to Numahara. I think one of my only complaints about this route is that quite a few of the assets are copy and pasted, but that's not really a big issue in my opinion. So yeah, Numahara is one of my favorite places on the route, I must say. Sorry, ma'am, you'll have to wait for the next train. Just wait for the brakes to release themselves. Oh, I was rolling backward. Alright, so here's where the line diverges, I think. Yeah, it is. So the right track heads off onto the main line, left line heads off onto the branch line. Next stop is Uenuma in 10 kilometers. You see these like rushes here? I know they're not very high poly, but in Japan we call them tsubaki. Alright. We're on a 3-point. Yeah, another thing about this route is the absurdly steep gradients. This rail car is not particularly powerful, so at times the horn sounds really good. Yeah, the sounds are decent, I must say. Not the best, but decent. I think my main complaint is that the engine sounds can sometimes sound weirdly mixed, but other than that, like, this route, the 750 is really nicely modeled, has a pretty good sound. Yeah. Sometimes the scenery from the track, like the distant scenery, is not the best, but other than that, like, can you really fault this route for being 10 years old? And I got it for really cheap too. On Steam sales, this is like it could go for as low as $7 US. Which, honestly, considering the quality and considering it's one of those rare Train Sim Classic routes, which is actually Japanese, I would say, if you can, and you haven't got this little gem yet, go for it. I'd even go so far as to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Ooh, look at that nice little bridge. Oh man, I should have paused. Oh, that's annoying. That is so annoying. If there's another little bridge up here, I'm going to have to pause and get a little screenshot, because that's some pretty good scenery, if I do say so myself. Actually, I'll probably pause there. Oh. I forgot to have the HUD unhidden. If I just zoom in. Oh, that is a nice shot, that is. That is a really nice shot. That is really good. Let's take the shot. Zoom back out. Right. I was hoping to get a little shot going across that little bridge, but hey ho. Can't exactly get the right shot at the right time. I'm just really impressed that Union Workshop saw the feedback which they got for the Shanghai Maglev route, namely that it was too boring. It was too boring. All you had to do was press a button and the train drove itself, and that also the train, the Maglev, goes so fast that the scenery loading was having trouble keeping up with it, and also that the scenery is a bit basic. They took that feedback and came up with this. Like a lot of developers, I mean, poor quality developers stick to their practices of churning out poor quality add-ons, cough cough, Rivet Games. Rivet Games has made some pretty quality stuff, and has made a couple of quality routes, at least in Train Sim World. I'm looking at you, Fife Circle Line and Island Line 2022. But, yeah. Union Workshop saw the feedback and improved themselves. And this and their other Japanese and Chinese routes are the result of that. And I just take my hat off to Union Workshop for producing absolutely superb quality stuff, and hopefully we'll continue to produce superb quality stuff. The screenshots for the Tadami line for Train Sim World are tantalizing. Like, I've wanted a Japanese route in Train Sim World ever since I got the game at the what was it? March 2023, I think it was, that I first got the game. Ooh. Nice little bridge. We got a nice shot anyway, doesn't matter. Oh, goodness. Yeah. The horn... The horn doesn't last for as long as you press the space bar. Just does a tone for a limited amount of time, but honestly, I couldn't really care less since the horn is really nice quality anyway. Alright. Arriving on time. Right. Looks as though we'll be at Uenuma for a bit, so we might as well have a bit of a look round. Got a nice little neighborhood up here. I must say, some of the assets are a bit basic. Like, this apartment building is very basic, but hey, it does the job. The houses also look really... The houses, though, do look a bit very decent, I must say. Understandably no interiors, because that would probably just break the game, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, a lot of copy and pasted assets over here, I must say. A temple over here. Lots of trees. Are these two-dimensional? Yeah, that's probably... One thing about trees is, a lot of them often break TS Classic. I'm looking at you, Midland Line in New Zealand. But these two-dimensional trees look pretty decent, and they're not breaking the frame rate, which is something I'm very happy about. Release the brakes to like 20%. Ooh, these bench assets look pretty good. They look pretty nice. One thing about this fence, it looks two-dimensional, but hey, again, it does the job. All right. Next stop, Matsubayashi Mae in 8.7 kilometers. So, right, where are we? Okay, Matsubayashi Mae is not too far. Level crossing. Well, railway crossing. One thing I do find interesting about this route is, for some reason, I have never ever found railway crossings with barriers or bells. Just the beware of just the look for trains before crossing ones. If you also want to have a look at it, there is also a dedicated route manual. If you want to go find that. Goodness, this is going to get steep. I can just see the track heading up. If you're wondering what the track gauge is, you Aussies and Kiwis out there will know it. It's 3 foot 6 inches, which is the normal gauge Japan uses for freight lines, for lines that aren't bullet train lines, I should say. Alright. Whoa, it's like being on a roller coaster. Look how steep this is. 5.7%. That said, just then. Actually, no, I'm... I was just changing my computer fan mode. The reason I was doing it is because I've already tried to record this video once, and the first time my computer overheated. Awesome. So I got as far as, where was it? What was it? I think I got as far as Shinasahikawa, and then my computer overheated and I lost the recording. So, yeah. Everyone loves technical problems on computers, don't they? Right, 2 kilometers to Matsubayashi Mae. Alright, 700 meters to run. I will actually cut the throttle and let the hill do the work. going to have to nail the stop in order for the train to be entirely within the platform. Right, did I do it? Yes, I did it. Alright, let's have a bit of a look around, why don't we? I think you can tell that this is one of the assets that comes from another route because it's basically two-dimensional and very pixelated. Wonder what that came off of. Well, all aboard for the Nintendo. Doors closing. I forgot to release the brakes. That's my bad. Right, next stop, Numasoco in 10.9 kilometers. See what I meant about, well, rather, hear what I meant about weird sounds sometimes? Yeah, we've barely covered it. I don't think we've even covered a third of the route yet. This is insane. That was a tight turn. 3 kilometers to run till New Mexico. And we do have a rare speed limit change coming up. Start slowing down. Check to see if I've got any manual points adjustment to do. No, I do not. .30 limit in force. Oh goodness, this is an even shorter platform than the last one. Did I do it? I did do it. Alright, we're here for quite a bit, so might as well have a look around. Another nice little town. One thing. Look at a little spur line over here. Yeah, one thing about the Japanese routes in TS Classic, we have no Japanese steamers in the game. I mean, you could run the New Zealand JA or KB class locomotives that are DLCs for the Midland Line, Aikens to Springfield route on something like this, but they're not the same. They're very, very different pieces of machinery. So what stops have we got left after this? Asahikawa, Moriba, Shinasahikawa, and Dintenjo. So where are we? We're about halfway along the route. Okay. Hard to believe we're only halfway. Alright. Come on, fellas. Train door's about to close. Let's go. Right. Next stop, Asahikawa Moriba in 17 kilometers. That is by far the longest stretch yet. We're supposed to be there at 8:13. Alright, once the train passes the speed limit sign, we can give this thing the full beans now. And we have a really steep grade coming out of here. That's annoying. Oh, there's one of the assets that was recycled from a previous route. This little log mill over here. It's very obviously American. Like, it's very obviously late 19th, early 20th century American. Oh, dear. Oh, looks as though we have a 50 kilometer an hour limit coming in just over a kilometer. That's annoying. Why? Oh, this sharp S bend. Not surprised. Sakikawa Moriba. That the Tenjo? Yeah, it is. Oh, goodness. Alright. We've got to make our way around the S-bend. And then we can go back up to normal speed. Hard to believe that we've only got 3 stops left, and it covers about... That section covers about... I don't know. Just over a third of the route. Stops really begin spacing themselves out once you get past the halfway point. Okay, that was interesting. I don't know what just happened there. I'll probably have to cut that out. That was disconcerting. Alright, we are clear back up to 80 kilometers an hour. Let's go. The 750 is a good unit. I do like it. It's certainly different from basically every other train in this game, even the Japanese ones. Because I think like the second oldest Japanese trains plural that we have, other than this, are the KiHa 130 from the Hidaka main line and the KiHa 40 from the Tadami line, both of which are from the 1980s, I'm pretty sure. So, let's cut the throttle, let the train coast back to 70. Looks like we have some signals coming up. Interesting. Okay, do I have to do manual points adjustment? No, I do not. That's good. Right, I should center. Right, set. There's the warning sign for the 70 limit. Alright, here we go. 70 limit in force. Alright, passing point. Where this used to be a station, but now it's abandoned. That building is the only one that's served by this station. Alright. We have a clear signal. Well, I think the signal's blank signal means we're clear through, I think. Now we're really in the thick of the forest. Not so open anymore, is it? Alright, here we go. Upward grade. Let's give it the full beans to try to keep our speed anyway. 5 kilometers to Asahikawa Moriba. So 17 kilometers to 5. Okay, we've covered about 2/3 of the trip to Asahikawa Moriba. Asahikawa in real life is the second largest city on Japan's North Island of Hokkaido, though in game it's just a small village for some reason. Yeah, I'm literally giving it the full beans and we're still losing speed. This is redonkulous. Look at this. This is steep. I do like the ambient sounds. I should have also mentioned. The ambient sounds are really good. Oh, goodness. This is a tight turn. Holy. Three kilometers to run. Excuse me. How far are we along the route? Okay, we're about 3/4, I'd say. Alright, just under 1.2 kilometers to run. And this route is really nice. I mean, it can be a bit boring with rather repetitive scenery, but I'm not going to let this stand in my way when I say this is one of the better Japanese routes for Train Sim Classic, despite being the oldest. Especially the scenery is like chef's kiss on the scenery, really. The scenery is what sells it for me. The KiHa 750 as well. Another recycled asset. Also, another thing which I'd like to point out is one of the stranger things is there's no traffic of any kind. Like, no road traffic at all. And I haven't even seen another train at any of the passing points. I haven't really even seen any parked cars, for that matter. Alright, this is going to have to be a bit of an interesting stop. Alright, welcome to Asahikawa Moriba, which is a tiny little village. Alright. Doors are about to close. Next up, Shinasahikawa in 6.6 kilometers. I do like the cab views that you get. Really, it just emphasizes how well modeled this train is. Wait a minute. What are you doing here? Anyway. Oh, there we go. Let's line up quick. Uh, 4% grades. On a British railway line, that would be considered 5%. That would be considered prohibitively steep, but on this railway, it's par for the course, really. Oh my goodness. We are losing speed so much. Goodness. This is so steep. 5%. And yeah, look, we're still losing speed. That's 34 kilometers an hour. Yes, we're gaining speed. The hill's leveling out somewhat. Oh, thank goodness. This is probably the steepest hill, one of the steepest hills on the entire, on the mainline section, I should say. Yes, we're gaining speed. This is great. Yes, we're finally at line speed after about 2 kilometers. No, 3 kilometers. Yes, after Shinasahikawa, we can go back to 80 kilometers an hour as at the line speed. Oh, thank goodness. Right, this is where last time my recording failed, so fingers crossed this actually works. Fingers crossed we can get to the Intenjo without my computer having a mental breakdown again. There's the station. Another absolutely minuscule platform, so I'll have to just make do with what we've got. Hey, why did the doors on the rear carriage not open? Oh, I must have stopped too early. Ah, that's annoying. Alright, brief stop here, thank goodness. Do the horn to make sure everyone gets on, because there's probably not another train for several hours, knowing how busy this line is, or lack thereof. Next and final stop, Nintenjo in 8.72 kilometers. Right, let's wait for the brakes to release. Right, we are now clear up to 80 kilometers an hour. Whoa, we've got... Okay, this is a really steep downhill section we've got coming up. That's not good. That's 3%. 3.8. Oh, look, there's some signs of life. We've got a road running alongside. Interesting. But with no traffic. Also, another thing I do have a problem with, even though it's not Union Workshop's fault at all, is that because Union Workshop is a small team, they've been focusing all of their research, all of their development time on getting the Tadami line for Train Sim World out, which means that necessary updates like the Yamanote line for the Keihin, Tohoku, and Utsunomiya lines add-on for TS Classic, that stuff's just gotten put on the back burner, figuratively speaking, which is a major shame, really, because I would love to drive the Yamanote line in TS Classic, and to have it as AI only right now is, let's just say, it's a bit aggravating. Okay. Thank goodness it's leveling out. I think. Yeah, it is. Another interesting thing about the KiHa 750 is because there is no... it was built when there is no such thing as ATS around. It has basically no safety systems. So it will not stop you if you do something really ludicrous. Like ATS will prevent you, like modern ATS will prevent you from doing really stupid stuff, but this won't at all, which is slightly worrying. Right, Nintenjo in 3 kilometers. Oh, are those fireflies? Or bugs? Bugs of some kind. There are bugs of a description. More buggies. One thing that I do find that isn't quite accurate is, in the summer, they should have cicadas going me really loudly, because that would be realistic. And unfortunately, I don't think that's a thing. Oh well. Oh, I did not see that there was an upward grade. Alright, let's check the map to see if I've got any points to adjust. No, I do not. There it is, Nintenjo, our final stop. Oh man, what a journey this has been. Start slowing down. Nintenjo. Nice bridge. All right. Here we go. Right. Ooh, this is one of the more scenic stations, I must say. Alright, easy does it. Make sure it gets in the platform and then full brakes. Oh, and I stopped too early again. Ah, that's annoying. Now we've got a few minutes to wait. Ooh, I like the little waiting room over here. That looks pretty nice. Yes! Scenario complete! Yeah, and there we go. That is all for today's video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitch as well. Follow me on Blue Sky. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.